Who controls the world's economy? 1. The hidden power behind money. For most of history, people believed kings, presidents, and leaders controlled everything. But behind them stood a quieter force, those who controlled the money. These early bankers learned that real power came from funding wars, building nations, and lending money to rulers. So what does that actually mean? It means the people with financial control often had more influence than the people on the throne. Footnote. This section explains how money lenders became more powerful than rulers. 2. How central banks took control. The Bank of England in 1694 became the first major central bank controlled by private lenders. Later, the United States followed a similar path, creating the Federal Reserve in 1913 after a secret meeting on Jekyll Island. The system looked public, but private financial interests shaped it. So what does that actually mean? The power to create money moved from elected leaders to unelected financial groups. Footnote. This section shows how central banks shifted money power away from governments. 3. Global banking networks rise. After major wars, organizations like the IMF and World Bank were created to rebuild economies. But they also centralized financial control. When the dollar left the gold standard in 1971, money became backed only by trust. From that moment on, global banks and financial institutions gained even more control over world economies. Footnote. This section highlights how global institutions strengthened financial influence worldwide. 4. The Bank for International Settlements. The BS in Switzerland became the central bank of central banks. Its meetings are private, its members unelected, and its influence enormous. Decisions made there can affect interest rates, currencies, and national economies. So what does that actually mean? A small group can shape the financial future of billions without public knowledge. Footnote. This section explains how the BS quietly guides global financial policies. 5. How modern finance became invisible. Powerful banks, hedge funds, and corporations use offshore accounts, shadow banking, and digital systems to move money without being seen. Technology like algorithmic trading creates trillions of dollars in movement each day, often without human oversight. Leaked documents proved how much wealth is hidden from public view. Footnote. This section shows how financial power is hidden through modern systems and technology. 6. Controlling policy through money. When central banks raise or lower interest rates, the effects ripple through jobs, housing, debt, and elections. Companies depend on these financial rules, and politicians follow the advice of experts the public never sees. So what does that actually mean? A financial system most people don't understand is shaping decisions that affect everyone's daily life. Footnote. This section explains how financial decisions influence governments and society. 7. The digital age of financial power. Cryptocurrency promised freedom, but new power players emerged. Large funds, exchanges, and central banks now experiment with digital money that can track every transaction. The invisible banker of the past has become the invisible algorithm of today. Footnote. This section shows how digital money adds new layers of control. 8. The real question. Who truly controls the world economy? It is not one person or one family. It is a network of institutions, systems, and interests that benefit from secrecy and global influence. The ordinary person faces rising prices, growing debt, and shrinking power, while financial systems grow stronger. Footnote. This section explains that global control is a network, not a single group. 9. Why awareness matters. The hands that create money also shape laws, currencies, and economies. Until these systems become transparent, real power remains hidden. So what does that actually mean? Understanding how the system works is the first step to protecting yourself and your future. Footnote. This section highlights the importance of awareness in a controlled financial world.